Well, speaking of not wanting to see anything again, we come to the main event. The the match, the one match that you would want to see on this show, and after suffering through the rest of this thing, at this point, I just wanted to get it over with. And I wonder how many other people felt like that. Like, okay, let's see what the fuck. And it's a disservice to the guys in the match. But anyway, they did a number of disservices. It's for the AEW title. Samoa Joe against MJF. And they give Joe his entrance, and then they have to do the video on the screen, and it can't even be serious. I think MJF is maybe getting a little too cute. The local citizens' commentary on MJF, but the girl has to mention, oh, and yeah, then we fucked in the back seat of the... There was a lot of comedy in this, which was out of place, I would think, for such a serious match with the champion going in injured and a big reveal of a long-running angle, at least being teased, and as we found out, going to happen, such as it was. I mean, can they just not? Can they just not? I don't know what to say. Do they have to diminish everything?
Was that a question?
Yes.
What would they not?
Yeah, can they just not? Can they just not make everything somehow funny or silly or call attention to their tongue and their cheek on the main event shit they get us to pay for?
No, they need to.
The devil is going to be revealed as trying to apparently murder MJF or abduct him to a deserted island somewhere. And Samoa Joe is so goddamn compelling as an evil, badass fucking kind of guy. But they gotta, and then MJF, of course, you know, a great new outfit for the match. And the fans chant, he's our scumbag, which we've established. Apparently the root meaning of that is a used condom. And then Adam Cole gets his music and entrance, and he comes out on crutches and in a cast, and he's going to be in the corner for MJF. And apparently nobody's going to say anything bad about this, including Joe. Why does he? Nevertheless. And MJF is in a shoulder and arm brace because he's hurt and fucked up. And you can't even critique this match. They did, again, it was the closest thing to two professionals doing their thing without being ridiculous. They did big shit you'd remember, but not too much of it. MJF did all of his stuff that gets over with the crowd. I think there's a little bit too much kangaroo kick milking, especially when it doesn't work twice in a row, you know. But they're both good, great workers and great at putting matches together that make some sense. And under this circumstance, it did. They kept it interesting. And they went a while, and then so there's nothing to, as I said, too much kangaroo milking and kangaroo foiling, I should have said. Because if it doesn't work a couple times in a row, just take it out. But basically nothing to say about the match. It's all about what the fuck's going on with these people after the finish, which was Joe gets the sleeper. MJF shoves Joe into the buckle and they squash the referee in the corner, and then MJF gives the laugh like he did it on purpose. And did you see what the fans did immediately when the referee went down, Brian?
What's that?
I learned this when I first got into business in the early 80s. When you are doing too many run-ins, whenever the referee goes down, if the fans immediately stand up and look to the entranceway.
That's what started killing the Horseman matches in the late 80s.
Yes. When they stand up and look to the entrance, you're doing too many run-ins. And that's exactly what they did. But now, of course, they weren't even getting a run-in till later. But it shows they're doing too many of them. And MJF nutshotted Joe on the ropes and hit the got a fireman's carry and hit an F5 on Joe. And that got a big pop. And then the cover, and the referee had gone down and been squished. And it was such a bad count because he comes over like he's weak and feeble, recovering, and then does the most animated, violent, sharp count, 1, and then is feeble and can't move, and then does the same thing too, like he's being electric shocked into counting. Did you see that?
I didn't think of it in that context, but you're not lying. You're saying
yes. Instead of laying there and feebly go 1, 2, he's like, oh, I can't get there. Out of 1. Oh, I can't do it again. Out of 2. And then MJF asks Adam Cole for, give me the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And Cole can't find it. He starts looking in his this pocket and that pocket and his sling and whatever the fuck. And finally, he gives it to MJF, but Joe has grabbed the sleeper from behind. And MJF rolls backwards, but Joe gets it again. And MJF goes to sleep. And the referee drops his arm 3 times and calls for the bell. So that's different.
The lack of outraged reaction before a hometown crowd, or the lack of reaction. I know, like they said, the crowd went quiet when Bruno lost the belt.
And now this wasn't the same thing.
Right, but that was interesting
That was, I can't believe what I've seen. My hero, my countryman has been defeated. Instead, I'm shocked. Instead, this was, well, I can't believe they did that like that.
Now let's find out who that devil is.
And the thing is, yes, with where we're going, it makes sense that Adam Cole couldn't find the ring, right? But they just, and we know MJF is going to take time off because he's hurt. And honestly, after this whole thing is about to unfold and already has unfolded here, maybe if he's off for about a year and they forget all about it, that might be the best thing. But Cole goes to console MJF, and then the Devil's goons appear. And they tackle MJF, and one of them holds Cole, who's trying to fend off with the crutch, and the other 3 rough up MJF and hold him, and one of them's got a chair. And Cole and MJF are each saying, don't hit him, hit me. Don't hit him, hit me. And the chair guy turns to Adam Cole, and he draws back, and the lights go out. And when the lights come back on, Adam Cole is sitting in the chair, and the Devil Stooges are all lined up behind him. And they all unmask, and it's Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Wardlow. And MJF is, how could you do this? Do you remember when we first started seeing the brochachos doing their videos at Denny's or Chili's or Spaghetti Factory or wherever they were dieting at that point?
TGI Fridays.
We said if Adam Cole turns on MJF, MJF is going to look like the biggest fucking moron walking the planet because nobody could take any of this acting seriously. And then you throw in Strong and Taven and Bennett. And none of this has been serious. None of it has been in any way something that the babyface world champion of the company, MJF, should ever fall for in a million years. And the Adam Cole shit with he needed surgery, but he had to mow the lawn, but we find out they're all in cahoots. How does any of this? And while I'm on the subject, they have spent months, the past 3 months at least, reinforcing that Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett are comedy characters, never win matches, can't do anything right, and act silly on camera. And now they're the henchmen of the top heel, the Devil, who is crippled and can't wrestle for at least another 6 to 9 months, probably. So
it was all an act. If that's the explanation, it's even worse. They were acting like children for months and months and months to fool everyone, so you wouldn't suspect them as the Devil's associates.
You would think that they were so stupid that they couldn't possibly pull anything off? Is that what the plan was?
And Wardlow decided on his comeback the best thing was to be in another faction.
Another group. because they worked out so well for him in the past. It doesn't make any... What? Again...
Samoa Joe's the one that injured Roddy Strong's neck, isn't he?
I think so.
That's the reason he's in a neck brace, was Samoa Joe choked him out. And Samoa Joe is now on their side?
Well, he was just working for him. He just took their money. He didn't want to get too much of it on him. So Adam Cole, the leader of the group, is crippled and can't wrestle. 3 of the 4 members of his group have been painted as comedy underneath jobbers who never win matches. And they have just fucked the goddamn world champion and the only guy that the company had that was really kind of over still. And then they beat him up. And Wardlow powerbombed him, and they pulled out the devil mask and laid it on top of him. Thanks for coming, MJF. Please, I hope your next visit is to the Stamford train station.
Unfortunately, I don't believe it will be. I think he's going to be there a little while longer. A few years longer. The best thing is that he's going to be off TV for a while. Hopefully, like, I don't know about a year.
Yeah.
But seriously.
How long will it take people to forget about this?
Hopefully a while. But I'm not an Adam Cole fan. And I don't buy him, and I could never buy him as a bad guy character. Ever. In a million years. I don't care what he did on that show.
No, remember, in the Undisputed Era, they were heels in NXT, and it worked in the group.
And we've done a lot since then, haven't we?
We've done a lot since then.
I'll never be able to see him as a serious heel in any way. And he now has a faction made up of guys who have been treated like comedy jobbers. And Wardlow, who is maybe the biggest example of AEW booking malfeasance from a homegrown talent ever in that company. Few times, actually. This upset their fans. I shouldn't say upset. This disappointed their fans at the end of a disappointing pay-per-view. To a lot of us, it was just, this doesn't make me want to see anything. And if MJF's off, who are they feuding with? Who is this faction? This heel faction? Now they're just going to go pick on someone else this week? If MJF's injured and he's going to need them surgery, it's just not good. AEW is really not good right now. We'll play the media scrum audio shortly. Tony thinks it's great, but this shit's not good.
Why don't they suspend Adam Cole and all of the goons, so they're suspended as long as MJF is out, so they don't have to feud with anybody else.
And I don't want to see MJF versus Adam Cole. Honestly, Adam Cole is smaller than like a teenager. Any wrestler should just be able to crush him. It's like a Riho situation. So I don't know. I left this pay-per-view event just thinking, wow, this is the most underwhelming pay-per-view from AEW ever. There have been pay-per-views where I've enjoyed matches, and then there were some shit show matches that I at least watched and it's like, oh man, I can't wait to talk to Jim about this shit. This wasn't that. This was plotting. And I will say, to be honest, and it's, again, the arena I used to always go to as a kid, it is a tough room. Usually it's a family audience in that building for WWE. That was one of the problems for Crockett Promotions. That's one of the problems today. But they sat there and watched this like a New York City crowd watching a band. Just stood there and watched it. And the booking is so uninspiring and so bad. And who do you come out of this wanting to see more of? Swerve, I guess, because he has an unresolved thing with Keith Lee, who we may never see again, and he beat up Dustin Rhodes for no good reason. Jericho, I definitely want to see Jericho. I'm dying to see the crowd reactions to Jericho. Yeah, everywhere.
He's got to go on a tour across the country with this.
How is he going to try to turn this so that he could use it? That's the way he thinks. How can I make this where, I could trademark, boo me, whatever the fuck. But there's not a lot. Blackpool Combat Club, dead. Eddie Kingston, I don't want to watch another Eddie Kingston match for a while. Danielson, I'm sick of Danielson. They've got me sick of Danielson. MJF appears to be off. I like Samoa Joe. I don't know who he's going to wrestle.
Who is he going to defend the title against?
You know what? Swerve's the top baby.
Who are we supposed to? Oh, God. Well, yeah, we'll cheer for Swerve.
Swerve's the top babyface. I think he's set. He didn't win that tournament. Give him Joe.
As long as he keeps committing attempted murder and aggravated mayhem. Apparently, Swerve will be a popular man.
The best AEW matches, I think, probably in 2023 on TV were those FTR tag matches. FTR nowhere to be seen on this fucking pay-per-view.
I forgot about where the fuck are
You forgot about him. The Elite, nowhere to be seen on the last pay-per-view of the year. You know, a lot of people are talking about the changing face of the company and how people are leaving. It's also just less exciting. I don't know. You know, the idea that it's all being booked for one man, it's truer today than ever before.
Well, Brian, you know what all of those smart fans and website reporters did immediately after this show was over with, don't you?
Immediately? No, I do not know.
Immediately. They got on their telephones to get on the social media and the Twitter and the internets and all of those things and tell everybody that wasn't there what had happened and try to give them the scoops. And to do that, you know what they had to have, don't you?
What they had to have to give the scoops? A scooper?
Yeah.
A scooper?
No, not a pooper scooper, but a cell phone and a cell phone plan, a wireless plan. You know, because, Brian, these cell phones, apparently, from what I understand, some people have these things now. A lot of people have them now. They're taking the country by storm. Maybe even, I don't know, half the people in the country now have a cell phone and a wireless plan. Did you realize this? Have you seen this on the news? They've been talking about it.
It probably is a lot more than half the country. Everyone has a cell phone nowadays. Everyone uses a cell phone. It's how most people get rid of their home phones. They don't even have those. They only have cell phones.
Oh, come on. Got to be out of your mind. A landline will never go out of fashion.
Well, you can do both. You can do both.
If you're one of these people that needs the wireless cell phone and you're wondering why your wireless bill is so damn expensive, last month you were worrying, why is the rent so damn high? And now you're saying, why is my wireless bill so damn expensive? Because after all, it's radio waves. How much can a radio wave really cost? And especially when the wind is blowing that way anyway, it ought to be cheaper. So
what are you talking about?
Well, I'm telling you, it's going to help it along.
The wind's blowing what way? You don't know what way the wind's going to blow.
The way that the wireless wave, radio wave is going.
But what if you're living the other direction?
Well, then they may have to add a surcharge. We're going to establish this here in a moment. But some of these big companies, they're just charging you whatever they want to fucking charge you, and you're paying for it because you got to talk and you got to do the text messaging like the kids do, and you got to send the pictures of your genitalia to your significant other.
No, it's a good idea not to do that. It may leak.
Well, you can go to the doctor and get a shot for that. But once again, folks, if you don't want to pay one of these big, high wireless bills, and you want to pay a low wireless bill, you go to our new friends that we've just met. And of course, we've checked them out thoroughly, and they're absolutely fine people that use their left and right turn indicators. Their names are Mint Mobile. And it's going to save you a mint because the phone plans from Mint Mobile, $15 a month if you get a 3-month plan. And that's unlimited for the talking and the texting and the data, whatever that may be. And I guess that means you can send multiple pictures of your genitalia, or if it's large, you can send like a widescreen shot.
Oh, stop it. There's no widescreen.
The magnitude of it for the same price. It ain't no matter how big your phallus is, it ain't gonna cost you any more for this phone plan.
I'm not sure why your mind went in this direction.
Well, some people may be worried about that.
Please.
They may be saying, hey, I'm not having to go to Hawaii to hang 10. I can just stand here and smile. I'm afraid they're gonna charge me more for my telephone. That's not going to happen with Mint Mobile.
No, it's not going to happen whether it is the phone calls you answer or make or the text messages that are not graphic and lewd that you send or receive. Mint Mobile will be there. And like you said, for 3 months, fine, nice price to try it out and get in the door.
It doesn't matter. If you've got a Big Johnson, step right up. It doesn't matter. They're not going to charge you a penny more. When you step up to the urinal in the men's bathroom.
What?
And you tell the guy next to you, you say, boy, this water is cold. And he says, yeah, and it's deep too. They're not going to charge you any more money, folks, because you can say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, unexpected overages. See, right there, the unexpected overage. You take a look at it, I didn't expect it to be that big.
None of this is in the copy.
All the plans come with unlimited talk and text. You can talk unlimitedly. And somebody will be forced to listen to you no matter how long you drone on.
No, there's no guarantee that someone will answer the phone if you make a phone call. There is no guarantee of that.
Well, they've got somebody on the Mint Mobile staff. If you have unlimited talk, you can talk to them and they have to listen until you're done.
That is not true. No one should expect that, ladies and gentlemen. If you try this great plan from Mint Mobile, our new friends at Mint Mobile, there will be no one waiting for your phone call after the initial deal you make, I guess.
See, you don't know what you're talking about, Brian. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan. You get this adapter. It's a large box-like thing that you stick on the back of your phone.
What?
And it adapts your phone to Mint Mobile. And you can bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So everybody you know that you've ever been in contact with that's currently alive, you need to bring them along to testify that you're okay to get this service.
The digital contacts.
And bring your own phone. You got to have your own phone. They're not going to give you a goddamn phone, for fuck's sake.
The digital contacts that would be in your own phone, as you put it, for God's sake.
Is that like the people in the walls?
No, it's the contacts. Let me find Jim's phone number. Let me look under J or C.
It
could be under J, it could be under C.
In what context are you talking about these contacts? Anyway, you folks, you can ditch the overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's limited time deal and get the premium wireless service. You're not going to have to plug anything in anywhere, apparently, for just $15 a month when you sign up for the 3 months. And right now, to get it, you just got to go to Mint Mobile, once again, like you're saving a mint, mintmobile.com/JCE, mintmobile.com/JCE, and you can cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. Of course, you can still leave your penis the same exact size as it is now. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. Not on your penis, on the phone plan. See Mint Mobile for details. mintmobile.com/JCE. $15 a month. If you had to stand down at the corner payphone and put in a quarter at a time, why, let's see, 4 calls be $1. If you make more than 60 phone calls a month, you're saving money.
All right. Well, we would like to welcome Mint Mobile to the show. Thank you for
stopping by.
For coming aboard. We look forward to many more talking twos about Mint Mobile.
I have a feeling Hazel's going to get a talking to when they hear this show.
That reminds me of my favorite line from when we went to that show in Louisville when Frank Morrell was trying to get the loser has to kiss the winner's foot stipulation. Before he goes, I'm not happy with this foot and kiss.
All righty then. It's your show.
All right. It is my show. I thought it was your show from the moment we started this.
Keep having that mistaken apprehension.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's hold on. I'm going to do this. This is a big announcement. Which one of these? I guess it would be this.
Nope. Oh,
that's not it. I don't know which ones you use. Let me go to the other one. And it doesn't stop. Then it just keeps going.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Now a poor workman blames his tools.
Tom Telly-Too.
The fuck is What was that?
Hold on. This is listed as twaddle.
Tom Telly-Too.
Fiddle faddle.
All right.
Fumble sticks and bumbershoots.
All right. Let's put this down, but we are now going to move on.
Put it down, Brad. Whatever you've been picking up, put it down.
Yeah, you don't have to make everything about the penis here today, but speaking of...
there was no allusion to cocksmanship in that at all. As in, whatever you've been picking up, put it down. It could have been the illicit substances you've been imbibing in over the holidays.